Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope you are good. Welcome to our video presentation. Today we are going to present you our data collection report. But first thing first, let me introduce myself. My name is Yulia Rahma Sari. Since our group has decided to choose group dynamics as our theme in observing and interviewing, so in this video, my section is about explaining the really basic concepts of group dynamics as well as the reasons why we choose it. So without further ado, let's jump to the main presentation. Group dynamics. Group dynamics is a set of behavioral and psychological processes that occur within a social group or between groups. It refers to the nature of group, the laws of their development, and their interrelations between individuals, other groups, and even larger institutions. This definition was made by Cartwright and Zender in the year of 1968. To make it simple, group dynamics deals with the attitude and behavioral pattern of a group. It mostly concerns about how the group is formed in the structure itself and even the process that involved when the people in a group interact with each other. And since our group we are observed was made by psychological bond between individuals. To be exact, it might show or might not show the feeling of unity, solidarity, or even the sense of fellowship, not randomly gathered. So that is why we decided to choose group dynamics as our theme, so we could see what kind of things that can be found in group dynamics if it's encountered through online discussion in online learning.
Besides, we believe there are many things could be found such as agreements, disagreements, obstacles, and etc., where some of them are not merely about member interaction to each other, but also each member's own experience, in which we can obtain useful information about online discussion in online learning for the further teaching English in foreign language. So the next one is observation, and the type of observation that we choose is non-participant observation. The reason why we choose this is because here the observer is not one of the members of the group which we observe. Hence, he could focus on doing the observation without participating in the activity.
Okay, so this is our observation guide, and some aspects or situations that we observe from the online discussions are: first, there are some members who did not participate in the discussion. Second, there are some dissents in the discussion itself. Third, all members immediately agree with the other member's opinion. Third, all members immediately agree every time one member give an idea or opinion. Fourth, the members give a reason why they agree or not with the other member's opinion. Fifth, there are some members who deviated from the discussion. Sixth, there are some members who did not give any information or resources. Seven, there are some members who need more additional explanation or feel difficult to understand some questions or some answers. 8. The group do not take long time to reach an agreement unless there are technical obstacles or technical problems in doing the discussion or the project. So in conclusion, the interaction of the group is good during the online discussion because they draw conclusion to bring together their ideas, even though sometimes there are some miscommunications because the discussion is done not by face to face, and there were several times where they sort of out of focus of the topic, the discussion topic. And now I would like to show you the explanation of one example from our observation documentation. So it is about the situation where the members give a reason why they agree or not with the other member's opinion. So before this conversation happened, they decided to use someone's property, which is a video from YouTube. But then apparently there is something in that video that they need to edit. And then at this time, when this conversation happened, a member named Jihaddini asked her member whether they need to ask the owner permissions to do the editing. Considering that fact, one member named Yulia, because she afraid that the owner might find the video and their final video on YouTube would be taken down. Then a member named Vira said that she just realized about it and she had not thought that it would happen. And then Jihaddini also agreed to Yulia's opinion and said that she also afraid that the owner knows that they edit his video without his permission.
Interview. Interviewer target. All of the group member, excluding the interview. Reason why? Since we want to know here is the experience of each member about online discussion and what things they found in certain topic, such as their obstacle. We decide to include all of the members in the interview, in case that they will give different answer for each question, so that there will be various information. However, we don't include the interview herself because we want her to be more focused on her job as the interviewer. Types of interview. We were using retrospective interview. The definition of retrospective is looking back on something that happened in the past. When you are interviewed about past event, this is an example of retrospective interview. The reason why we choose this type, because as the researcher, we need the member of the group to recall what they get and feel during discussing and making project that has happened in the past, and then reconstruct from the experience memory into utterance related to the answer.
So as you can see in the presentations beside me, these are the interview questions that were already asked to the interviewee. The first question is, can you tell me what exactly the project is? And then how did you feel when the lecturer gave you this kind of project? What are the obstacles that you often face when working on this project? Do you think this project is difficult to be finished? How long did it take to complete the project? How did you feel about the online discussions? What kind of media that you use for the online discussions? What time usually the group starts active to discuss? Then, is there any difficulties on using that media? How did you feel when you're discussing the project with your team members? Then, how did you feel when one of your team members disagree with your opinion or your idea? Then the last is, did you found any members who didn't participate in the discussion? If yes, how do you feel about this? We come to the last part of our presentation. So in this part, we after finding out that there is agreement and disagreement situation in the online discussions, we decided to interview the member about the disagreement. Based on their opinion, we can conclude that for them, disagreement is good. This is line with the data in our observation that we've shown in the presentations before, that after getting in disagreement, they become more aware about the consequence of using someone's property. Thank you. I think that's all for our presentations. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.